Welcome to this month's Curators Tour. I'm Britt Mitchell, Curator of Exhibitions, and today we will be walking through the Fashion of Art Deco, Lifestyle in the Jazz Age. This exhibition features stunning Art Deco dresses and accompanying accoutrements from the 20s and 30s, such as perfume bottles, makeup, hats, purses, mannequins, and more from the collection of Don Orban, a local Fort Wayne collector. The Art Deco period, from 1920 to 1939, is characterized by glamorous opulence, progressive modernity, and subtle androgyny. Originally known as style moderne, these stylistic tendencies stemmed from important societal shifts. The first women's liberation movement, technological advances, and a booming economy that allowed women to take part in the modern urban culture. In a time of widespread experimentation with artistic expression, Art Deco's influences are rooted across the world: German Bauhaus, Russian ballet, Native American art, European cubism, Egyptian iconography, and even its immediate predecessor, Art Nouveau. Its key stylistic features include streamlined geometric designs, bold colors, impressive symmetry, and elongated compositions. Women's fashion began to shift during World War I, when women entered the workplace and took over responsibilities traditionally held by men. After the war ended, women enjoyed their newfound autonomy and demanded a fashion that reflected it. In the spirit of embracing modernity, functionality, and luxury, the long flowing dresses, petticoats, and corsets of the Victorian era were swapped for shorter, practical dresses that had lower necklines and emphasized straight, relaxed silhouettes. Alongside women's voting rights and having a disposable income, women participated in the modern culture by going to speakeasies and jazz clubs. A nightlife of decadence illuminated by electric lighting influenced the dazzling nature of fashion design. Glass beads, sequins, stylized embroidery, and metallic thread adorned many of these dresses, allowing them to catch the lighting as they moved. Featured alongside the entrance are reproductions of Vogue magazine covers. Just as we see in those Vogue magazines, many high-end designers incorporated glass beading from the Czech Republic as it most closely imitated the sparkle of precious gems. This made glass beading the most popular fashion accessory of the era. The term flapper appeared in the vernacular in the 1920s, however, it is unknown where exactly it originates. Flappers were considered the complete embodiment of the so-called new or modern woman, as they broke away from the constraints that underlined the Victorian era. Characteristics of flapper fashion included short bobbed hair, a drop waist in the dress with dazzling geometric beading, shorter skirts for dancing the Charleston at jazz clubs and speakeasies, cloche or bell-shaped hats, straight, sleek, boyish silhouettes replacing the feminine silhouette, and they often wore makeup. Cloche hats, named after the French word for belle, appeared in the 1910s but didn't blossom into popularity until the 1920s. This iconic shape was vastly different from the wide-brimmed hats of the Victorian era, emphasizing a tight fit with an outward curved lip, made to emphasize the newest hairstyle, the bob. For years, respectable women were expected to have long, uncut hair, but during the 1920s, the most popular hairstyle was a short, cropped hairstyle called the bob. With over 12 styles of bobs, modern women were donning this style, well fit for their fashionable cloche hats. Anxieties surrounding the shorter hairstyle came from many sources. Doctors warned that an exposed neck could cause serious illness, and religious leaders considered this style immoral. In 1929, opera singer Mary Garden stated, quote, "I consider getting rid of our long hair one of the many little shackles that women have cast aside in their passage to freedom." With their newly found autonomy, women became the target audience for advertisements as emerging consumers. Advertising broke away from the constraints of the Victorian era and exuded a sense of liberation, promoting products that emphasized one's personal identity. Women were encouraged to express themselves through fashion, perfume, accessories, makeup, and other chic ways of life. In a fall 1929 Vogue issue, an editorial piece titled Women's Place featured the catchline that succinctly applies to advertising of this era. Self-emancipation was the cry of 30 years ago. Self-expression is a woman's cry today. Consumer culture in this time included increased accessibility to perfume, which was traditionally for wealthy patrons rather than the common buyer. Developments in mass production and global trade drove prices down and opened up an international perfume market for women of all classes of society. With influence from Hollywood celebrities and artisanally crafted glass bottles from the Czech Republic and France, perfume as a part of one's identity skyrocketed in popularity. This wall offers a glimpse into what a vanity set might have included for women in the 1920s. Sitting within these displays are perfume bottles, rouge compacts, powder boxes, powder puffs, purses, cigarette holders, ashtrays, and folding fans. The stock market crash of 1929 triggered the Great Depression and subsequently a shift in fashion. The straight silhouettes, dropped waistlines, and exuberant beatings of the 1920s fell to the wayside as fashion trended towards feminine silhouettes, accentuated waistlines, and long, sleek dresses that danced around the ankles. The two dresses, both white, as evening wear often was, representing these ideals, highlight the shift from the 1920s into the 1930s. The lace dress on the left upholds the drop waist of the 1920s, however the skirt length and its slightly fitted nature displays the modern shift. Glass beading, metallic thread, and sequins were left behind, but the geometric Art Deco patterns persisted, as seen embroidered into the sheer lace of the dress. The satin dress on the right represents the ideal evening gown of the 30s. Designers were inspired by Hollywood stars such as Jean Harlow, Joan Crawford, and Ginger Rogers, who graced the silver screen with their glamorous presence. These gowns were often floor-length, backless, sleeveless, form-fitting satin dresses. To elevate the look, jewelry, furs, or feathers were added to accessorize. Thank you for joining me today for our Curators tour. If you would like to step back into the past and experience gorgeous Art Deco design in person, come see the exhibition before July 5th.